Welcome to Sensoji Temple, the oldest temple in Tokyo and one of the most visited religious sites in the world. More than 30 million people visit Sensoji every year, which works out to over 80,000 visitors on an average day. During major events such as New Year celebrations and the Sanja Matsuri festival, the crowds become even larger as visitors from across Japan gather here. Today, many people visit Sensoji as tourists, but temples like this have played a much larger role throughout Japanese history. They weren't simply places of worship. For centuries, temples served as schools, hospitals, community centers, and even population registries. In fact, during the Edo period, every family was required to register with a temple. These institutions became an important part of daily life and helped shape the development of cities like Tokyo. Even today, hundreds of temples can be found throughout the Tokyo metropolitan area, serving as spiritual anchors for a region that is home to nearly 37 million people. The approach to the temple begins along Nakamise Dori, a shopping street that stretches approximately 250 meters and is lined with traditional shops selling snacks, souvenirs, and local specialties. Beyond Nakamise Dori lies the heart of the temple complex, including the main hall or hondo, the impressive Five-Story Pagoda that rises roughly 53 meters into the sky, and several gates, shrines, and sub-temples that together form one of Tokyo's most recognizable landmarks. But to truly appreciate Sensoji, it helps to understand how it all began. Its story starts nearly 1400 years ago in the year 628. Long before Tokyo became a city of skyscrapers, neon lights, and millions of residents, this area was little more than a fishing village along the Sumida River. According to legend, two brothers named Hinokuma Hamanari and Hinokuma Takenari were fishing in the river when they pulled something unexpected from the water. It wasn't a fish, it was a small statue. The brothers didn't realize it at the time, but they had discovered an image of Kannon, the Buddhist goddess of mercy and compassion. As the story goes, they threw the statue back into the river, yet somehow it returned to them. They cast it away again, and once again, it came back. Whether viewed as history, legend, or faith, that simple moment would ultimately help shape the future of what will become one of the world's largest cities. A local village leader recognized the importance of the statue and enshrined it within his home. Before long, people began gathering to pray, and a small shrine gradually developed around it. By the year 645, that shrine had grown into a formal temple known as Sensoji. At the time, this wasn't Tokyo, and it wasn't even Edo yet. It was still a modest settlement along the river. But over the centuries, the community expanded, and so did the temple's influence. As the settlement eventually developed into the city of Edo, Sensoji became one of its most important religious and cultural centers. By the 1600s, Edo had become the seat of the Tokugawa shogunate and effectively the capital of Japan. Roads were built leading towards the temple, markets appeared, and merchants established shops along the road. The Nakamise Street that visitors walk through today traces its origins to this period, serving pilgrims and travelers who journeyed from across the country. Sensoji was no longer simply a temple. It had become a destination where spirituality, commerce, and everyday life came together. However, the temple's long history has not been without hardship. Like much of old Edo, Sensoji faced repeated destruction from fire. The city was built largely from wood, and devastating fires were a constant threat. Again and again, parts of the temple were damaged or destroyed. And again, they were rebuilt. In Japan, rebuilding is often viewed not as a sign of failure, but as a continuation of tradition. Rather than preserving a single structure forever, the focus is placed on preserving the spirit, purpose, and cultural significance of a place. That resilience would be tested once more during World War II. In 1945, air raids devastated Tokyo. Much of the city burned, including large sections of Sensoji. Buildings that had stood for generations were reduced to rubble, and for a time, it may have seemed as though centuries of history had been lost. Yet once again, the temples rose from the ashes. The main hall was rebuilt in 1958 and quickly became one of the many symbols of Japan's post-war history. The structures we see today stand as reminders that while buildings can be destroyed, traditions can endure. Today, Sensoji remains both a spiritual center and an important part of Tokyo's economy. While exact revenue figures are not publicly available, the millions of visitors who come here each year support countless local businesses, restaurants, shops, and cultural activities throughout the Asakusa district. Despite the crowds, the cameras, and the constant flow of visitors, people still come here for many of the same reasons they did nearly 1400 years ago: to pray, to reflect, and to seek a moment of peace. And there is one final destination, or one detail that many visitors never realized. The original statue of Kannon, the very statue said to have been discovered in the Sumida River in 628, is never displayed publicly. It remains hidden from view, not because it has been lost, but because it is considered sacred. Perhaps that is part of what makes Sensōji so special. At the center of one of Tokyo's busiest destinations remains something unseen, preserved through centuries of faith and tradition. From a small fishing village along the Sumida River to one of the most visited religious sites in the world, Sensoji has witnessed nearly 14 centuries of Tokyo's history. And for millions of people each year, it continues to offer a connection to Japan's past while remaining very much alive in the present.